Hello. Good night to you too. Janelle, Magickal, Shantae, Yasmina. How y'all doing this evening? I'm not gonna hold you long. I'm not gonna hold you long. But I wanted to talk to you guys about something that was just brought to my attention today. Someone asked me this question and it kind of threw me off, but it didn't, but it did. And so I wanted to talk to you guys because at first I was going to do it in my infinite energy group. And then I said, no, I'm going to talk about it on my YouTube channel. I'm going to talk about it on my YouTube channel because I made a comment on my page, my personal page, which is Duchess Young. And it was as if I said something crazy, but I didn't say nothing crazy. I just shared something that was kind of like on my mind, and I just made a comment. Hi from Pennsylvania. And what I said was, why would Satan, the devil, whatever you want to call him, why would he burn people who disobey the same God that he disobeyed? And then I said, why would God kill his son instead of killing the devil, Satan? Why would he do that? And so I got a few inboxes and stuff like that. And I don't know why Christians follow me unless they want me to get that man back. That's the only time they want a reading, and that's the only time they be wanting work. Is when they talking about fucking somebody else's man, taking somebody else's man, and shit going on in the church that you want witchcraft to fix. Now, this lady was like, "Well, I tied this and I tied that," and I was just like, "Okay." And so she was like, "Oh, I shouldn't be tithing," and I said, "Well, I have a theory about all of this." And so my first part is I want to discuss with you guys, and you guys come in, tell me what you think. What is tithing, right? So, and I know I probably it's actually a swimsuit cover up that one of my god kids gave me when I was on a cruise, and I just put it on because I didn't want to feel like putting nothing else on. What is tithing, right? I'm doing all right. Thank you for asking. So, like, tithing is a portion, 10% of your income that's given as an offering to your local church, right? Fun fact, just to inform y'all, tithe literally means tenth in Hebrew, okay? And because the custom of tithing is biblical, many Christians and Jewish practices, it is as a part of their faith, right? But y'all know I love, when I read, I want to read deeply. All right. So just to let y'all know, like Leviticus 27 and 30, it says a tenth of the produce of the land where the grain of fruit is the Lord's and is holy. And also Proverbs 3 and 9, honor the Lord with your wealth, with the first fruits of your crops. Now, um, what else about giving the church 10% of your money? Yeah. you know, those gardening metaphors have kind of like thrown you off, right? But when the verse is really saying you're supposed to give a portion of whatever you make to God, right? This is bothering the fuck out of me. I don't know how I'm gonna remove this. This is gonna make my nerves bad. All right. All right. So so what's the difference, right? With tithing and offering. A tithe is supposed to be a specific amount, 10% or whatever that you've given first. And an offering is anything extra that you're giving beyond that. I don't feel like tithing is just about money. I don't feel like it's about money at all. I think that's man's interpretation of it. And if you're a Christian or whatever, to me, um, why should you tithe, right? Why do people tithe? Because typically it says that the Bible tells us that tithing is a way to show that we trust God with our lives and our finances. Ready for the truth? Tithing isn't for God's benefit. He doesn't need our money. Pastors need it. They got bills. You paying the church's bills. You paying the pastor. Y'all want to hear a story time? So, y'all come on in. So I used to, I was going to church, and because I did go to church for a while, a long while, and I was the woman of God. I was one of her. The building fund ain't changed the doorknob in 20 years, girl. Um, I was the woman of God. I was one of her servants. I was one of her assistants. Um, so she was a pastor and evangelist. She was a prophetess, which to me is the same thing as a reader. She was a prophetess. And she used to tell me that I would take the brown envelopes because everything had to be put in a brown envelope so that you could put the actual person who was giving it, the parishioner, the church member that was giving it. We could document how much they was actually given. So at the end of the year, you can get a tax write-off for your tithing. But she was really keeping up with who was actually giving. So if they needed to be moved in the church house, they could. So I didn't realize that money or making money or having money um, was something I was magically drawn to or um, that was a given for me. And so she would give all the brown envelopes to me. And I would go home Sunday night and she told me to sleep on them. So before she would go to the bank, hey, Whitney, before she go to the bank, I would sleep on them the night before and then I would bring them to her Monday so she could take it to the bank. And so I didn't understand why she was doing it. But she wanted my energy on that money. And I didn't get that. I would sleep on it. I would sleep on it. I would lay on it. I would do as I was told because I wanted to be a humble servant. Um, a humble servant. And I'm doing money rituals, not even knowing that I'm doing money rituals, because when I first started going to a church, it was 100 people there. When I left her church, it was 760 people there. Okay. So I grew that church not knowing that I was growing in church. Um, when she first met me, I was visiting with my sister. And so when I went with my sister, I'm doing all right. When I went with my sister, she touched me. She said, "Whew," like that. And she said, "You have the gift of money and the gift of prophecy. Oh, God is going to use you. You need to be in my ministry." See, I didn't understand what she was doing. I didn't understand because I was young. I didn't understand that she knew. Yes, she knew, but she was using me. And I didn't understand why every Monday when I would bring it to her, I'd be just as tired. I would be tired, yeah. I would be so fucking drained. And I just didn't understand. I didn't understand. I would be sleepy. I would be just exhausted. And I wanted so badly to be accepted. I wanted this woman of God. And this is what we do with people that we put them on this pedestal. I wanted this woman of God to be I wanted to be a source. I wanted to be a humble servant to show her that I could serve this woman of God. Thank you, with everything that was in me. So I realized I started losing weight because on Mondays I realized I really wasn't even eating, y'all. And it would take me a couple of days. And then when I would get my energy back up, it seemed like she'd get me to do it again. This is why I have so much church hurt and church pain. Now I've gotten over it. I'm, whatever. But it's just that people have to be honest and people have to tell what the fuck is going on. Church is a business, it's an industry. And if you're gonna tithe, bottom line, 2 Corinthians 9 and 7. Each of you should be given what you have decided in your heart to give, not reluctantly or under any compulsion, for God loves a cheerful giver. That is a fact. I do believe in it. Oh, Diana, thank you, darling. I love you too. But to purposely mistreat people or to purposely not tell what a person, that's why I don't like telling people what their spiritual gift is, because I don't never want nobody to do me to do for me to do them like I was done. And she lived in a 5100 square foot home, drove a Phantom. um I was just happy to drive my little Lexus I had at the time. And one day, me and my sister got into it about my niece. And my sister would lead prayer after she got through fucking and taking dick. And sucking it too. And so one day she went up to the lead prayer and the bitch started talking about me in her prayer. But I knew what was going on. And the prophet knew what was going on. because I had told her, and I'm sure she had told her too. And so she let her talk about me, and I was so fucking mad. And so I was like, okay, this strike one. And so that was strike one. So it was this lady because they had a store. So like if you need anything in this store, I thought that 10% of the storehouse, I thought that you give, because not only was I tithing, I'm giving clothes, everybody giving clothes. She got this nonprofit, so she going to the North Texas Food Bank, getting clothes, getting all of that shit. And so she getting donations like the Salvation Army, bitch, and she is selling them. And it's a nonprofit. And so it was a lady. Thank you, Amir Friday. It was a lady that was working the store, an older lady that was working the store. She's deceased now. May she rest in peace. I can't remember the damn lady's name. But she worked in the store. And so she was on a fixed income. Sometimes she be hungry and shit. And thank you, Brianna. Thank you so much. She be hungry and shit. I would feed her. I would give her a little money and stuff because she was on a fixed income. And she would work that store every fucking Sunday, every Saturday, because they had Pampers and clothes. So you can literally go in there and get whatever the fuck you want. Hey, Amy. And so she would work that store and she would never pay her. She said that was her duty to work in church. That was her church duty to do that. And so one day I asked her, why are you tithing your Social Security check? I'm just asking. I'm just asking. Can I ask a question? And so I asked her that, and she was like, well, I have to give 10%. And I said, you don't think that you're giving 10% of your time? Because sometimes time, that's an offering too. You working for the church. Thank you, Mrs. Lady. I appreciate it. Many blessings to you for giving me this, because you know you two don't want to pay a bitch. So she on a fixed income, she making 70, 75 a month. And then she says, well, Prophet took me in when nobody would do anything for me. And I was like, well, how long you been working for her? And she was like, oh, I've been working for her for 6 years. And I was like, for free? And she's like, no, I like to donate my time. And I say, I understand, but she needs to be giving you something. And she was like, well, I tired. And I said, but you be asking me for gas money and for little, I'm like, I was like, she should be giving you something off of this, because a volunteer my motherfucking me ass. That's tithing, goddamn it. And she only worked the store by her fucking self. So to me, in my motherfucking mind, if she working that goddamn store by herself, she's there every fucking weekend and during the week cleaning up the store. I mean, cleaning up the church and stuff like that. Like, yes, this was in Dallas. It was actually in Duncanville. And I was like, I don't understand. Like, how does shit fucking work like that? And I was like, if you help clean the store, she helped clean the pastor's house sometimes. So I'm just asking her all of these questions. She get nervous, got to phone me. And so the prophet calls me after 9 o'clock. And she was like, I need to talk to you, daughter. And I was like, oh, okay. So she was like, we're going to call her Pearl. You told Miss Pearl that she don't have to tithe anymore off of her Social Security check. That working in the storehouse, that's tithing. Well, you can't tell people in my church how they supposed to give to the Lord. Strike two. Strike two. I'm a Taurus. Bitch, you poking me. But strike two, I'm trying not to disrespect the woman of God. So I was like, well, and I don't feel like I like explaining to people the way that I fucking feel. And why the fuck, this is how brainwashed Pearl was. Black people learned brainwashed, the woman of God. And I was like, okay. She was like, you don't have any business uh, doing that here. You don't tell people how to give. And I said, I wasn't telling her how to give. I was asking her a question. And thank you, Yasmina. And I said, maybe I can ask you that question then. If, and this is just, tell me if I'm right or wrong, y'all. I don't care. Y'all can tell me if I'm right or wrong. I could take it. If Pearl worked, right? She was 70 something years old on a fixed income. She stayed in them TD Jakes apartments off of Hampton. They fixed income apartments or whatever, the TD Jakes. Okay. So tell me if I'm wrong. Let's just say Pearl worked 50 years. So Pearl said that she tithed 50 years of what she actually earned. So if working 50 years, she's now retired. Your retirement is a portion of money. Your retirement is a portion of money. Let me say it again. Your retirement is a portion of money that you've already earned. Yeah, he do have them. So if that is the case, why would you be giving her 10% of money that you didn't actually you didn't, when I say re-earned it or earning it now, that's money based off what you earn. So that's your portion of what you earn. So why are you giving 10% of your money? Isn't it kind of like double dipping or something? I don't know. I don't know. Maybe I'm just, I don't know. Maybe I be overanalyzing shit. I don't know. But isn't that like that though? You've already worked and paid your 10%. So now you are retired and you're getting a portion of the 100% that you earned. So how is it now that you are now paying another 10%? So that's 20% that you paid your whole, you pay at this point, you're now paying, now you retired, now you're paying 20% because you've already paid tithings on that money. So you double dipping. And then if you love her so much, why is she struggling? If you love her so much, why I had to give her some gas money, but she just gave you $75 off her $750 check. If you love her so much, do you know if she got food in her apartment? She accused me of trying to start my own church. Girl, I wasn't thinking about no shit like that. Started my own church and I'm trying to take her. And she was like, well, if she need food, she can get the food out the pantry that's in there. Or some of that shit is expired food that they get from the North Texas Food Bank. Like, I was like, do you know it's like expired food in there? Well, if she really needed something, she can come to my house because she cleans out my refrigerator and she could take some stuff home. That was strike three. So I was like, so she can eat expired food. She's welcome to take that home. Or she can come to your house and clean out your refrigerator, stuff that you've already eaten or stuff that you've already made. And it's the stuff that you don't want. She was like, well, I give her my leftovers and stuff all the time because that's all she wants. I said, has it ever dawned on you that that's all she thinks she deserves? And maybe that's why she'll take that because maybe she don't feel like she did. And I know because the lady used to be like a prostitute, and I don't have no problem with no motherfucking yeah, I don't have no problem that worked in the sex industry because a lot of people know I used to be, a little dominatrix, whatever. So I was like, so have it ever occurred to you that has it ever occurred to you that this is struggling with her self-esteem, this is struggling with her self-worth, this is struggling with who she is as a woman, older or not, because some people are unhealed even at 70. No, she was not a widow. She was married at one point, her kids grown and gone, and they had lives of their own and stuff like that. But I mean, she felt like because and I'm talking about Miss Pearl. Miss Pearl felt like this was her way of making an atonement for her bad actions. But I used to tell Miss Pearl all the time, everybody done sold little ass. Baby, everybody done sold little ass. Everybody didn't have, maybe some people ain't, but it's a lot of people that have. They done stole a little ass. One way or another. You sure right, Miss Cooper. Everybody done gave away some free ass. Everybody, listen. Ain't nobody look. If you feel bad about your motherfucking life and what you used to be, and you used to be a hoe, girl, wash your ass, brush your teeth, and go on. Cause everybody done sold a little piece of ass. Everybody done gave away some ass. Everybody done sucked some dick. I mean, some people that done some strange things for some change. And I was like, Miss Pearl, you don't let nobody make you feel bad about yourself. You know what I'm saying? I was like, I was really into the word thing because I ain't in the word like that no more. But not for that, but for some hoodoo. But I was really like, I was giving her some scripture so she could feel good about herself. But I'm like, girl, you don't let nobody do you like that. I'm just saying. Y'all, everybody want to be so this and so that. Everybody want to hold it in their always. Some of y'all knees is black in the motherfucker, and not because some ink then rubbed off them jeans. Nah, them knees is black because you didn't suck some dick and been on your motherfucking knees. Let me tell you something. Why do you think old people call a motherfucking pocketbook? Because that bitch is shaped like a pussy. Because you open that bitch up and money goes in and falls out. That's all I'm saying. I'm just saying, like, y'all don't have to agree with me. I listen. It's Duchess out the door. No, I'm acting like this during the daytime too. But I'm just saying, I was like Miss Pearl, and I was like, why did you tell her I said that? And she was like, well, I was just, I feel like I just didn't want to do the wrong thing, and I didn't want you to tell her she be mad at me. And girl, I just said this shit. I was like, fuck her. And so she told I said fuck her too. And then she gone that Sunday I went to church, and why you think your grandmama call your did you clean your pocketbook? Did you clean your pussy? Did you clean your pocketbook? Did you clean your purse? That's what my so I went to church that Sunday. Keep in mind it's been strike three in this motherfucker. So I'm at church and she gonna call me up to the pulpit. to tell me that she was sitting me down, girl, because I was not respecting the woman of God. And I had just bought this bitch a butterball ham that I paid 75 fucking dollars for this ham. And bitch, I didn't have no ham for motherfucking Thanksgiving. And you fat, excuse me, I said something. Bitch. Girl, I stood up there in that pulpit. She said, I'm going to sit you there. And she said it in front of all of these people. And I guess she thought I wasn't going to fucking respond. I said, girl, fuck you. Baby, they start speaking in tongues. I ain't never even told y'all this. Baby, I set that church on fire. Do you hear me? With my mouth. Bitch, you would never try to embarrass me because you can't. And then she gonna sit up and say, I let you come into this church when you had criminal charges against you. I said, bitch, if I was what you thought I was, I would have stole that motherfucking money that you was giving me to lay on. And I didn't even know what the fuck I was saying, but this is what I told her. I said, bitch, you think you slick. You think sitting me down is going to bother me or hurt me? Fuck you. Fuck Miss Pearl with her stupid motherfucking slave mentality minded ass, and fuck everybody in there. And I looked at my sister and I said, fuck you, bitch, for calling yourself praying on me in the motherfucking pulpit. And fuck you again, Prophet Lisa, because you let her do that and you knew better. I said, y'all a bunch of motherfucking fake ass, phony ass. Girl, God ain't talking to y'all. Baby, they escorted my ass out the church. Baby, I was like, give me my purse. Baby, yeah. I told y'all she had struck the fuck out on me, and I'm a Taurus. I would take a look. But bitch, don't keep on. All right, you got me. All right, you got me again. But bitch, to call me up there and call your motherfucking ass trying to tell me, girl, fuck you and fuck all of them. I've been ignorant, y'all. I've been ignorant. Let me tell you something. I tell people this all the time, and I'm not even trying to be funny. I don't have no big old family, so I ain't got to impress mama, big mama, and them. I don't care what my aunt and them say. I don't give a fuck about all of it. I'm gonna say what I want to say. I'm gonna do what the fuck I need to do. A motherfucking Libra, baby. That day she chose violence for me because I wasn't even trying to do all of that. I'm still gonna say that I was not trying to do all of that. I came to church. Nah, I didn't hex them for what the motherfuckers already hexed. 2 months after I left, she lost the lease to that place. The bitch had to get a storefront, and her congregation went from like I think it was like 700 and something to like fucking back to like 50 something. I ain't have to do nothing. I just left. See, that's why a lot of times y'all be thinking that y'all got to do something, but sometimes you ain't got to do a motherfucking thing but walk the fuck away. A lot of y'all say that y'all want Oshun energy. Y'all don't fucking act like it. Because if y'all know who Oshun was, right? If y'all knew who the fuck she was, she wasn't even fist to beef for no motherfucking body. She walked the fuck away and went with her water and her prosperity and her good shit, and she let the earth suffer because of they bullshit. Took all the water, baby. Stop playing with me. I was like, give me my purse. And I walked out that bitch and I never looked back. She gonna call me the next day, tell my daughter, I'm praying for you. I said, bitch, keep your fucking prayers. Pray for your fucking self, because you gonna need it. See, I didn't even know. That's why I say be careful what you say, because you can speak over people. I'm not going to let anybody call themselves trying to embarrass me, trying to make me feel bad. Bitch, you got me fucked up. I'm not one of them programmed fucking slaves. I'm not one of them. What the fuck I got to lose? My mama died when I was 23, 2004. My father died in 2000 motherfucking 15. You got me fucked up. I'm not fit to do that. I'm not fit to do that. I didn't bite my tongue to my mama, and bitch, I'm not gonna bite my tongue to you. The fuck you gonna do? Be mad? You gonna pray on me? You gonna throw some oil on me? Bitch, throw it on your motherfucking self. Bitch, I hope whatever oil you do, bitch, you slip and you fall on that shit. Storefront. I'm gonna pray for you because you need the prayer. No, bitch, you need the prayer. Pray for yourself. And baby, everybody was calling me from the church. Girl, what's going on? What happened? Bitch, don't call me because you ain't never called me. See, y'all, that's what I said. Y'all be letting people work y'all. Y'all be listen, bitch, I'd rather be alone. And I mean that. Than to be in a particular person, be in with a particular person that's not gonna treat me right, just gonna call themselves trying to fucking fuck my life up or fuck with me. Man, fuck that shit. Now storefront. Girl, I seen her, the prophet. I seen this bitch probably about 5 or 6 years ago. And I was at fucking dealers. And she gonna to my I'm not gonna say my real name. Some of y'all know it, some of y'all don't. And I turned around. She was like, "How you doing, woman of God?" I said, "I'm fine." I said, "You can still shop at dealers, huh?" What? No, I don't have my church anymore. Oh, you don't have the storefront? No, I'm an associate minister to the minister, associate minister, minister of the associate minister, minister, minister. Uh, oh, okay. I said, okay. And she was like, "You ought to come and visit." I was like, "Don't you remember when I cussed you out the last time?" Girl, I thought you forgave me and we done moved on. Ooh, girl, ooh, Jesus. I was like, "Yeah, call on him. I haven't, bitch. I would never. I'm a Taurus. I can hold a grudge to death. And even in my death, bitch, I'm still gonna be mad. The fuck?" And she was like, I said, "Girl, walk away. Walk the fuck away with your kitten heels. Walk away. Bitch to death. May 2nd, baby. If I don't fuck with you, I do not fuck with you." Taurus, let me tell you something. We will ride or die, die and ride and die, dead, died, unlived, as I was told today. Baby. But if I don't I don't fuck with you, get, get. Girl, walk away. And she turned around. She was like, I said, "It must be hard." I was like, "This bitch ain't got her little Gucci and Louis Vuitton with the little kitten heels and girl, ain't nothing wrong with Walmart purses if that's all you could afford. But this bitch, baby, humble. You will be humble, darling." And she said, "I just want to say one thing to you." Okay, say it. "I knew you were a witch." Oh, you noticed. I'm so glad that people can look at me and tell. So, two things that go to show. Two things. Number one, tithing could be anything. Secondly, it is witchcraft in the church all day fucking long. Because this was right after I got in trouble. And I didn't even realize what I knew, but she did. She did. I didn't know what I was. I wasn't even walking in it. Now, I didn't understand why I didn't scream and shout and holler and all of that. And I asked her one time and she said, "That's not your gift." Witchcraft in the church all day long. Okay. Like, bitch, how did you even know? But I feel good. I feel good. I enjoyed it. So I didn't know. I didn't know what I was doing. Um, was witchcraft. I didn't know that. Not at that time. What color is this? I really don't know. I don't know. He like made this color. He was like two or three reds. I don't know. Hi, Ashley. So that was my story, and that's how I was talking about. I was talking about tithing and shit too. But well, she's the associate minister pastor of the associate minister pastor of. I don't know even. I don't even know if this video made sense to y'all. I don't know, but I just felt like sharing it in my story time. Prophet Lisa, that was her name. This really happened, and she didn't used to let nobody record her. I wonder if she's on. Um, her name is Prophet Lisa. I can't remember her last name, but she was a prophet here. I can't remember her last name. She was a prophet here, and she was in Duncanville. I don't know what she's doing now. It's been some years, but I don't know. That was just my little story and my little take on tithing and stuff like that. If you still going to church and you're watching me, I did not mean to offend you. And you go to church, honey. If that make you feel great, because to me, Jesus is a deity. If you think about it, just like everything else. So you go right ahead, darling. But I wanted to share that. I wanted to share it. It was an experience. I have always have great story, girl. I didn't been a lot of things. I done been a lot of things. One more story. About what which I want me to talk about. I do a lot of work for church people though, for real. It always be church drama too. I was an Eastern Star too. I was actually a conductor. Can you believe it? And I was an associate matron. Girl, I can't make none of this shit up. I can't. This shit really be happening for real. When I sit up and I think about when I sit up and think about everything that I've been through in my life, I go, damn, how the fuck did I make it? Like, how did I make it with all of this shit? Do y'all ever sit up and think about that? Like, all the motherfucking shit. I stopped being an Eastern Star because them hoes wanted to fuck all the Masons, and the Masons wanted to fuck all the Eastern Star and Eastern Stars, and I thought we was brothers and sisters. I didn't know they was fucking partners. I didn't want no parts of it. But no, for real, I just, I all that shit done changed. I often wonder how I'm still here after so much shit. I think the same motherfucking thing, man. I think that I was telling one of my godchildren today, um, my 20s were horrible. Yes, forever fatal. I will always travel to the east, honey. Been traveling for years, but I'm inactive. I've been traveling since 2005. But my 20s was crazy. I hated my 20s actually. I was always so purposely misunderstood. I felt like people purposely um people purposely I feel like they purposely misunderstood me. Sure, KP. And so because I was so purposely misunderstood, I stopped talking. And I became very timid. I was already kind of timid and shy, but in my 20s, I really became timid and shy, and I was really misunderstood. And Eastern Star is the female equivalent to the Masons. It is, but women and men can be Eastern Stars, but women cannot be Masons. And I couldn't keep a relationship like that, even though I've been married 3 times, and I just didn't relate to people. I don't know what it is. I was always the eyeball, because my cousin raped me at 14, and my daddy slit his throat. And because I didn't want my dad to go to jail, I testified for my dad about what happened. And so my family kind of they made me the black sheep because of that. I wasn't loyal to my family, but they wasn't fit to do my daddy like that. You know, I tell people all the time, I have been through some scary shit, and that's why I love my daddy so much because uh, my daddy literally lifted his neck up while he was on me, and he cut his fucking throat, and I could just feel the blood on my back of my neck. That's how I had my daughter at 15. My daughter was actually he was my cousin that raised me. My daddy was he was a Sagittarius. He was December the 21st. This is my 20th. I'm sorry, I said the 21st. And my daddy did not play that. Yes, I'll tell y'all that story. That's how I let you know I can heal from it, and I hope this makes you heal too. I was 33 before I actually talked about this. And really nobody that was not around knew that I have a daughter that I had when I was 15, and she was taken from me. And she was adopted out to another family. It was closed adoption. Um, but I was he had molested me when I was like 8, and I guess I just didn't remember it, or maybe I blocked it out. I don't know. But he had came back to live with us. Him and my aunt had came back to live with us. They were living in New York, and they had came back when I was 14. And the first night he was there, the nigga tried me. I was in there watching TV, and he was like, "Can I lay my head on your lap?" And I was like, "No." And then he was like, "Oh, okay." So the next morning, this happened within a week. A pedophile is a pedophile, he's a pedophile. The next morning, I was in there taking a shower, and he walked into the fucking, and keep in mind his mom is like one of them super Christians. He walked into the restroom when I was taking a shower. My mama had walked right in behind him, was like, "Get the fuck out of here." And so probably like later on that day, he said, "You know, I'm gonna fuck you right." I'm 14 years old. I'm not even thinking about no fucking sex or nothing like that. Okay. And so I I told my mama, I was like, "Mama, you need to get him." I was like, "I don't like the way he look at me and stuff like that." And she was like, "Well, I'm gonna talk to my sister." Okay. So I did say something, but I didn't say nothing to my daddy. So literally like a couple of days later, I was 14, my cousin was 22. My aunt had got a job, and so my mama had went to go take her to work, and my dad normally leaves around 4 in the morning to get to where he was working, which was an hour and a half away. And this was back like in the early 90s, so you didn't have as many freeways and interstates and shit like that as you have now. And so it was just me and him in the house, and I was getting ready to go to school. And so he come in my room, and he was like, "Let me see your titties." And I was like, "Get the fuck out of here." And so he pushed me, and I hit his ass. And so he hit me back and drugged me to the front of the house. And I ran in the kitchen, and I took a pot that my mama had made some oatmeal. Y'all remember, you make the oatmeal on the stove. And I hit his ass with it. And he hollered, and he punched me in the side of my face. And I fell to the floor, the kitchen floor. And I was getting dressed. So I only had my t-shirt, my bra, and my panties on, and he tore them off of me. And I was on my stomach, and he penetrated me on my stomach, and he was raping me. Um, Not knowing my dad had walked in. And so I didn't hear my daddy. I just heard like that. And my daddy had cut him from ear to ear. My dad almost killed him. He was an inch from his jugular, and all I could feel was the blood, and I could smell the iron, and I could feel the droppings on the back of my neck, and I screamed, and he fell on me. And at that point, I heard my dad say, "The fuck off of her." And by this time, my mama had came back, and she was like, "What did you do? What did you do?" And he was just laying on the floor, holding his neck. And so she had called 911. And she kept saying, "You got to leave. You got to leave," to my daddy. And um, my daddy said, "I'm not going anywhere. I'm gonna stay right here." And so when the police got there, my daddy carried a pistol, a 38. He set it on the table. He set the keys on the table, and they arrested my dad. And they took him away. And I'm 14 years old, and I have to go through them asking me all of these questions and stuff like that. And my mother whispers to me, "You better not tell them nothing." This is what Black people do to their kids. She called my aunt, and I don't really remember what happened after that. I don't really remember, to be honest. I just remember um, this detective coming a few weeks later, and I remember her telling me, "You better not tell them nothing." But at this time, my daddy had wound up going to jail, and um, I had talked to my counselors at school, and I had told them what happened. And so I would never forget. Her name was Miss McClendon. I would never forget this counselor. Her name was Miss McClendon. She was like, "You want to go somewhere?" And she took me off campus, and she took me to the park. And she said to me, I'll never forget it. She said, "Don't let them do that to your daddy." She said, "You tell him what happened." She said, "Tell him everything." So I did. I did. Because I was not going to keep that secret like that. And I wasn't going to let them do my daddy like that. Miss McClendon, I'll never forget it. She never shaved. I always had all this hair on her legs and her arms. And she had a Jerry curl. But I would never forget that that's what she said. "Don't you let them do that to your daddy." And I said, "Yes, ma'am, I won't." And she said, "You tell him everything." And I mean everything. And God, RIP to Miss McClendon, because that lady, so baby, she did have a Jerry curl. And so I had the district attorney, but I don't know if they called him that. I don't know if they called him that back then. But I had the the city, the whatever, the district court, whatever, I had their number. And so I called them and I was like, "I want to talk to somebody," because I hadn't really talked to anybody. I was letting my mama talk for me. And so my mama was like, "He gonna say it's self-defense and all of that." And I was like, "No, I'm gonna tell him what happened." And so not just my auntie, but my cousins and other old people was like, You probably did something to tempt him. You I wasn't even thinking about no boys, nothing like that. So I would tell Miss McClendon what would happen. And she would tell me how to respond. Because if it wouldn't have been for her, she was an angel. That I believe angels exist because of this woman. Do you know she died a year later? Um, so I told them what happened. They released my daddy. Um, I told them everything. And so my family said, because I have no sense of loyalty, I put our family out there to look bad, they just stopped fucking with me. And a lot of people ask, "Well, why you don't have no family?" Because I'm like the black sheep. That's why. But that's why. People go, your family big. It is. But they don't fuck with me because I don't have no family that thinks that they was like, well, your daddy, but my daddy didn't bought him. And then a few weeks later after that, he did go to jail. Let me tell you what happened with that. So they run his fingerprints. Why? The reason why they came from New York, because he had raped a 13-year-old boy and had a 12-year-old girl pregnant. So had that not would have happened and my daddy never would have did all of that, they would have never known. He was running. That's why they came to Texas. So that's what happened with him. He wound up going to prison. And so while in prison, they jump him and they beat his ass, and they beat his ass and beat his ass and beat his ass and beat his ass until I think he snapped and he stabbed one of them in the neck with a pen and he wound up getting life because he killed the dude. So while he was in jail, my mama, he would call and talk to my mama. And my mama, one time she asked me, she was like, do you want to talk to him? For fucking what? So I had to learn at an early age to fight, man. I had to fucking fight because this is what family, like these family secrets and shit like that. And so my auntie never spoke to me again until they found out I was pregnant. And so at first they was like, she gonna get an abortion. But when I went to get an abortion, um, I was too far along. And so my auntie was like, well, I'll take the baby because it's his baby. And I'm 14. Like, it's like literally like I didn't even have a say over my own body. And so by the time I was 15, I had a little girl. And I could still smell her. And she looked just like him. And she looked just like me. And I didn't care when I saw her. I would have kept her. But my mother felt like um, that wouldn't be a good idea for me. And she said I would probably hurt it because it would be a reminder. So when I had her, they gave her to me after they cleaned her up and they laid her on my chest. And I just remember thinking, I'd die for this baby. And it didn't even matter how she got here. It didn't even matter. And then this guy nurse says, oh no, she can't have skin to skin contact. Uh, the baby's being given up for adoption. And then they took her and she screamed, she, wow. It was as if she knew. March 16th, she was born. 103. March 16th. So I always pray that I hope that she had this great life, and her birthday is coming up. Absolutely, Amy. Absolutely. I was 15 when I had her, and I was 33 when I spoke about her for the first time. That's a story time for y'all last, ain't it? People always say, "You look so beautiful. You blah blah blah." Y'all have no idea. That's why I say, that's why I say, you can't look like what you done been through. You can't look like what you done been through. Because when you look at me, you don't see any of that. Mm-mm. And then when after I had her, my mother tried to sell me to one of her friends for $900. And her justification is he's a man that got a bunch of money and you already ruined. So I had to learn to defend myself. And maybe that's why some people say I'm mean, or some people say I'm rude, or some people say I'm too opinionated, or maybe I'm too this or I'm too that. And I don't think so. And even despite all of that, my mother thought she was doing me a favor because at least he was an older gentleman. He had money. Because, y'all might think that that's mean or whatever, but, in her way, she called herself looking out for me. Yeah, he stayed with her. The color purple. Lord, I ain't never thought about that. But yeah, they did that back in the day. And when I asked my mama, like, why would you be so willing to do that? And she was like, because I want you to be taken care of. And y'all have to remember, my mother was really my great aunt, Haitian. And she was born in 1927. I wasn't raised by my biological mother. I was raised by my great aunt. So, you know, that's a story for your ass. You want another story time. You sure got one, didn't you? I have to change the title. Yes, plantation mentality. She thought she was doing me a favor. Have I let that pain go? Have I released it? Absolutely. Absolutely. If I hadn't let that pain go, I would not be able to be here for you guys. That have I tried to contact her? She dead. She died in 2004. If I wouldn't have dealt with are you talking about my daughter? Um, it was a closed adoption. And so when an attorney was hired, they were able to find adoption records, but everything's blacked out. And so um, the people that adopted her lived in Pflugerville, Texas. That's the only thing that we can make out. Pflugerville, Texas. When I tell y'all, I hope one day, I hope she finds me. No, I have not seen him and my daughter. No. I think that one of my mama's friends, her name was Stormy. I think she adopted her because I remember maybe like a year or so later, she said she was moving to Austin, and Pflugerville is not too far from Austin. And she brought this little girl to see my mama. And that little girl, I felt like that was mine. And I hugged her, and my mama said, "Let her go, let her go, let her go," like that. And she hugged her, and they left. I don't think I really ever told y'all that. I think I've talked about it in my group, Infinite Energy, but I don't think I talked about it here. When she finds it, she gonna be like, "Damn, my mom." Well, I hope that she's educated and well off herself. Sure. Can y'all imagine another me? I don't know because I had talked about it earlier to a client of mine who were dealing with some of the same issues, and I don't know. We were talking about church and everything else, and I don't know. Maybe somebody needed to hear that. I don't know. But it doesn't make me sad, and I don't feel like she's deceased. I feel like she's living. I sure hope so. If it doesn't resonate with you or whatever, I'm sorry, but I don't know. Maybe somebody need to hear this. Maybe somebody needed to, I don't know. Maybe I used to dream about her long, long time ago. But whenever I would get close to it, she would disappear. I agree, lovely soul, Empress. I think that we have to stop hiding. No, see, this is where I teach y'all about energy. He's serving life in prison. I don't need to do anything to him. It's already done. You can't damn the damned. You can't. You can't hex the already hexed. So we all have a story. We are all survivors. We are all survivors. We are all surviving something. We are all surviving something. And I was 33 before I even mentioned her, and I was in counseling. And they kept saying, work your root, work your root, work your root, work your root. And I kept thinking, I don't know what my root is. Like, I don't know. I don't know what my root is. And then I wrote a letter. And in my letter, I talked about the one thing I regret. And the one thing I regret is letting them take her away from me. And so that's when I started talking about it. And ooh, I balled up. I balled up in a fetal position when I first did. That's how I know. That's how you know when you moved on from something, because that one thing that used to always fuck you up, when you couldn't even talk about that shit. Now, when I talk about my daddy, I will shed a tear or two because I was a daddy's baby. And I remember I told my daddy, I was like, one time, I was like, Daddy, I'm ruined. And my daddy, I remember my daddy kissed me on my lips. And for those who are not affectionate with your kids like that or with your parents like that, I understand. But my daddy was kissed me on my lips, and my daddy said, "You are perfect, and you are beautiful, and you are my daughter, and you are not ruined. I don't care what nobody say." And I said, "Well, my mama, mama said I'm ruined." He said, "Well, hell, she ruined. She think like that." And I was like, "Oh, okay." And so it was really my dad just loving me the way that we did. Uh, what she say? Did they express how to find your root? Um, when you are looking for your root, when you really doing your shadow work, um, I always say, think about the first time your feelings was hurt. Think about the first time your soul was broken. I didn't say your heart. I said your soul. Think about the first time that your spirit was broke. That's how you get to your root. Think about um the first time you were shattered. Think about the first time your innocence was taken, whether it be abuse or anything else. That's how you start working and finding that shadow work, finding that root. My daddy was around. My daddy, baby, you should book a reading. I don't know why y'all so scared. Book a conversation, book a life coaching session. Listen, it's a lot of people out here doing readings, but they haven't even healed from their own shit. And I tell you, people all the time, if you have not healed, stop fucking with people's lives. Because when you are doing a conversation with them, or you life coaching them, or you doing a reading with them, they listening to you. I'm sorry, DJB. So you got to be careful. Even who y'all letting read, just be careful. Are they really healed? Are they really dealing with that shit that like that took them the fuck out? Have they dealt with that? Because people are depending on this. People are looking for you to save their life or to help guide them in saving themselves and saving their life. I think that that's so important, man. Do you teach how to do shadow work? The pescatarian, I just told you. That's how you start. Think about those things. Remember what I said the other night? Forgiveness is not about them, forgiveness is about you. Yes, the who's, the whys, and whens. And think prospectively, what did you get out of it? Good for you, Latanya. I've done so much shadow work. I ain't gonna even lie. It's hard for me to be upset about anything that's happened in my past because I've dealt with it. So that's why I said I did what I did. I said what I motherfucking me said. I listen. What the fuck you want me to do? The way I was back then, I'm not there now because I've grown from that. At the age of 33, I had held a secret that I had since I was 14. I held that secret, never told anybody. Then when I told them, I could, when I tell you I bust out crying so motherfucking hard, and just the release from that no longer made me feel self conscious about shit. Because the worst thing that have ever happened to me happened, and I came out of it. That's why I be telling y'all. That's why I'm such an advocate for you can come out of anything. But is that it? There's more to it. Journaling, healing, working that shit out. There's no one particular way. No one can teach you how to be this, or nobody can teach you how to be that. You just got to learn from your fucking experiences and go from there so you can find your peace. You can come out of anything. I did. Do I look like I've been through all of that? No. Do I sound like I've been through all of that? No. And you wouldn't know it unless I told you. Why do you think that they call this the path? They call it the path because it's something that you will be traveling your whole life. I talked to a young man out of Houston the other day, and he was still holding on to something that happened when he was, I think, 18 or 19 years old, and he was fucking 30 something. My hairline is so blessed. Well, I do have edges. I do. A lot of these hoes ain't got hairline or edges. Okay. Um, Thank you. Well, you're welcome. I just be wanting y'all to do y'all work. I just be wanting y'all to deal with y'all shit. I just be wanting y'all to find y'all happy. You don't want to get a reading with me? Fine. Get a life coaching session. Let me start giving you some assignments. Let's break down what this is. Well, thank you for the hairline compliment. I've never had anyone to compliment my hairline before. I just be really wanting y'all to find y'all peace. Haven't y'all been unhappy long enough? I was 33. I wish I could have done it sooner. I'll be 43 in the next couple of months. Do I look 43? I don't live like that. You shouldn't either. When I was uh, when I was in my 20s, I looked older. I'm a post a before and after page. I think I need to do that. I don't know how to do that on YouTube. I think it's just posting it with the pictures and stuff. I'm gonna do that. But I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna post me before and after. But I'll be 43 and I'm so excited about that because I'm so happy about me. I have an age requirement to work with me? You mean as a client or at the store or something like that? Myra, why don't you make it just book a conversation? Y'all scared to get a reading? Book a conversation. I like 25. But if you are younger, I don't do 17, 18, 19, 20-year old. But if you are 21 and older, I will. Thank you, Aja Smith. Yes, anybody can book a conversation. Book one. You don't have to get a reading if you don't want to. Besides, I think that if you're dealing with deep issues like this, I don't think you should book a reading. I think you should book a conversation or a love consultation or something like that. People really be thinking that they need to book a reading. A reading, I done told y'all before. If y'all really want to do some stuff, some work, get into life coaching, book a conversation, see what you need. You know what I'm saying? I'm aged backwards. Probably because I don't be letting shit stress me out. All the shit I done been through. That's why I tell people all the shit I done been through. You can't do shit to hurt my feelings. You can't, girl. Shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up. Y'all better stop letting people. Better stop letting people get on y'all nerves. All the shit y'all done been through. All the shit y'all have suffered. All the shit you have survived. All the shit you breathing, ain't you? Girl, stop letting people work y'all. Well, I don't want nobody to think. Who gives a fuck? Was they there with you when you was hurt, assaulted, raped? Shit. The fuck I look like? I don't like you. Girl, don't like your mama. Girl, leave me the fuck alone. I don't give a fuck. There's some shit you ain't got to tell me. You got a problem with me, be the fuck quiet about it, okay? Because you can't do nothing about it and you can't whoop me. So, I mean, what? Girl, fuck you. I'm probably gonna lose some subscribers too. That's just so mean. Fuck them. Fuck that. Y'all let everybody have control over your emotions. Not I, said the cat. I done been through too much. Girl, fuck you. Fuck you. Fuck your mama. Cause that bitch made you. Fuck your dusty drawers wearing ass granny. Fuck that bitch too. Cause she fucking had your mama and your mama had you. So fuck all y'all. My grandmama dead. Fuck her in her death. Shit. Y'all be letting everybody bother y'all, get y'all all worked up and stuff. Listen, I'm a Taurus. I'm gonna talk shit to the day I motherfucking die. And after I'm dead, I'm probably gonna be laying there to my I'm gonna be talking shit some more. I'm just saying. I don't want to do that because I don't want nobody to think, they're gonna think it anyway. Shit. Your mama should have swallowed you. That's what she should have done. But since she didn't, bitch, fuck you. Listen. If I don't like you today, I will never like you, bitch. Not ever. You can't say you sorry. You can't apologize it away. Girl, fuck you. I tell people all the motherfucking time. If you want to work something out, we can talk about it. But if you think that I'm going to kiss your ass and keep on apologizing and stuff like that, I am not going to do it. Winfield, Louisiana. I'm not going to do it. I'm not. Because people be thinking that when you, if you apologize, that you're supposed to apologize and beg them and all that. No, half the time you ain't even did nothing. They just feel, oh, example. So it's this particular lady, and I'm just using an example, and I hope she don't get offended and don't want to make my some of my candles no more, some of my thicker candles no more. But she do make it. Do I apologize? Yeah, if I did something wrong, absolutely. I'm always accountable. If I did something wrong, I will apologize for the record. But I mean, I'm a Taurus. I'm perfect. I didn't do nothing. I'm doing nothing wrong. Fuck all of them. If they made me, if I went off on them, it's because they made me go off on them. Okay. From Kelly and Clark's. Okay. Okay. So, anyways, I had she had inboxed me something, so I responded telling her something else. And she goes, "Are you mad at me?" No, I was just telling you. No, I'm not mad at you. So then she was like, "Oh, I thought you were mad at me because you inboxed me about something else. I responded to what you said, and then I corrected you on something. So what, people can't be corrected, and so now I'm mad at you. No, I just said what I said, girl. Goddamn. Oh, sensitive ass motherfuckers. If somebody correct me, if I said somebody did something and they correct me, I can take that. I don't understand. I can take it. I can take it upon which the spirit that it was said. Like I've told y'all one time, my godfather got on me about something and I was really mad, but I accepted what he said and I said, all right. But why is it for girl? I didn't have you ever said something to somebody and then they completely took it to the left and said some shit and you like, I didn't wait. I didn't even say. Okay. You was like, I didn't even say that. I didn't even say that. Like I didn't what baby they took it to the left down the street, to their baby daddy, cousin, uncle, sister house. I mean, I'm like, I didn't even say I did not even say that. I struggle with empathy. Probably. Probably. That's why I have to ask people sometimes when I say stuff, what did you hear me say? What did you hear me say? What did you think I said? Repeat back to me what I said to you because I guarantee what you repeat back is not even what I said. When you had said something like that, now motherfucker, I didn't say that. That's just the way you took it. Because you know how people get all the way down the street in 3 cars. People project like motherfucker. Don't project over here though. People, I say it all the time, people misunderstand you on purpose. My tortoise was full of it. Anyway, I'm just gonna watch me some Netflix, eat some of my Girl Scout cookies, like a couple. And I'll talk to y'all later. I hope this, I know it went so far off from tithing, but I did talk about that. But I don't want y'all to think that I feel bad and I'm sad and stuff because I don't. I don't. I promise. Well, thank y'all for having me. Do you know I've been on this platform for a long time? Thank you, lovely. So, Empress, please do that. Baby, look, I'm a tired bitch. I'm going to eat. I love you guys, and I hope that y'all know that, like for real. And I know sometimes I do get on y'all ass about stuff, but it really truly is that I've been through it. Like, I've been through it. And so if I can get past it, and I didn't really have nobody to support me like that. A lot of this I had to work through alone. I didn't have family support and shit like that. I had to just deal with it and grow from it. Y'all be having family support and people to support y'all. I didn't have that. And tonight I explain why. So I love you guys. If you guys are the black sheep like me, you are not alone because I'm here. If you want to become a life coaching client of mine, I highly recommend it. Y'all want to book a conversation with me? I highly recommend it. Um, I haven't done this at night in a while. Um, but I love y'all, like for real. And I don't feel bad about nothing. Everything happens for a reason, divinely. And you got to know that. So I love y'all. Have a great night, a peaceful night. I speak blessings. I speak peace unto you. I, I speak settlement, being settled and balanced. So y'all can sleep tonight. I speak that over your life. And tomorrow you wake up, you have a clear mind, and you're able to be productive and everything else. Blessings to y'all. Ashe.